Sack Life! Beat Depression is day 660, and it's time to get swifty with another martial arts for mental health lesson to knock depression right into the next dimension. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, appreciate you guys and girls. As you know, it's a martial arts for mental health show, and our first mental health tool we want to focus in on is that gratitude tool. Gratitude going out to the first ones here, Lisa the Luminary at Luminaries Life and Sports, and Luca M88. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being here as a support system. I know we're starting a couple minutes late, but my body decided to try and catch up on that sleep I missed yesterday, so this is my morning, and I'm glad to share the best part of waking up, kicking depression's butt, with you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here and for being part of that social support system that has been critical to so many people and helping them move forwards. Shout out as well to Mad with Hats and Mel the Blind Fury. Appreciate you guys for being here. Everybody there is aliens on Earth. Don't live near pyramids. Yeah, a lot of people think pyramids may have been built by aliens, but that's not what this show is about. We're going to talk about martial arts for mental health lessons. We could get into aliens and pyramids later, whenever you'd like. Drop me some comments and share your thoughts on aliens. I wonder if aliens deal with depression, and if so, how do you think they get rid of it? Maybe we'll talk about alien mental health tools on the next episode. Who knows? That being said, we talked about that gratitude too. Gratitude going out to you guys and girls out there. Go ahead and think about your piece of gratitude for today, and that'll help put you in that positive mindset as we move into today's lesson. The next tool we want to talk about is progress tracking, making sure that you're keeping track of the number of days that you show up for yourself and you fight forwards, because each number added to that list, each number added to your progress list means more proof of your resilience, more proof of your strength, your mental fortitude, more proof that you are strong, you are a warrior, and you are fighting forwards in this battle for better mental health. And we know it's a battle. We know it's not going to be cured in one day. That's why it's not cure depression, it's beat depression. It takes consistency and dedication. So congratulate yourself for staying dedicated and putting in the work and moving forwards however many days that is, and make sure that you look at that number and you let yourself know it. Not only has this been what you have accomplished, but it's what you can look forward to accomplishing in the future. I'm excited about life. I'm excited about the next 660 days of progress. So let me know how many days you've made for yourself, and that helps inspire others as well. You can share it here or in the comment section later after the show. And that is our second tool, the list tracking tool. Now, let's get into the lesson a little bit. We're going to use, in order to focus it in on mental health, we want to use visualization and we want to use word association. We're going to associate the word depression or anxiety, whatever it is that we want to work on today, with a dummy. Why is it a dummy? Because depression and anxiety both get their power from lies, and we find our power in truth. The truth is, we're showing up, we're putting in the work, and we're making progress every day. So that's our proof of endurance. That's the proof that we can nullify these lies. Lies like you can't get out of bed, or you're not good enough, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. Those things that we get fed from depression or from anxiety, we're proving them liars right now. And we're going to build ourselves up and knock those lies right out of that dummy's face. So make sure you're visualizing your depression dummy and consciously acknowledging what we subconsciously do every day when we show up for ourselves and put in the work, which is beat depression. Shout out as well to Slayer Ken at 269 days of progress. Good stuff, buddy. Thank you for sharing that progress. It is inspiring to see that other people are staying consistent and moving forwards. And even if you miss a day, Ken hasn't missed a day, by the way. That's super impressive. Lisa hasn't missed a day either. I think she's at 360 days. Crushing that. Progress. Getting close to a year. Holy cow. We're almost there. Yeah. Right? What was I saying? I got distracted by your progress. Let's shout out to everybody else in here. Aunt Kathy, thank you so much for being here. That's my family tuning in. Appreciate that family support. Jamie, thank you for being here as well. Appreciate that support also. Does mean a lot to me, even if you're not sticking around for the show. Stopping in to say hello and taking a moment of time, since time is all we have, does mean a lot to me. This is my life support system. This is my daily training. This is my daily self-care. And because it keeps me alive, when you guys tune in, it feels like life support. And I know other people have felt the same way. So I want to thank you all on a personal level for that. Let's get back on track. We talked gratitude, we talked about the list tool, we're talking about visualization and that depression dummy. Now we're going to get into the lesson. It is a martial arts lesson, so we're going to be practicing Muay Thai stance. Visualizing that dummy is going to help improve our accuracy and also that thought association on what we're doing with this activated energy. What are we doing with that activated feeling, that high heart rate, that light sweat? What are we doing with those symptoms that are very similar to the ones you would experience in a high anxiety situation or in a panic attack? Well, instead of associating it with panic, we're associating it with progress, because we're taking those things and we're using them to our benefit instead of letting them break us down. So, and stay tough in this heat and humidity. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got my water out here. Make sure you guys have water as well and you're staying hydrated. Super important, especially if you're out in the heat. Remember to push yourself to your skill level and take into consideration your surroundings, your environment, how much sleep you got, whether or not you partied hard last night. All those things are going to affect your progress. Make sure you're giving yourself a challenge, but not pushing too hard per day. Forget about what you did yesterday, what you're going to do tomorrow. Think about the present moment. That's where you're powerful and capable. All right, I'm glad it's not buzzing. Thank you for that feedback, Luca. So, what we're talking about today with the actual lesson, we're going to be in Muay Thai stance. And if you don't know what that stance is, the stance guides are up on saclifeofficial.com/free class. And you can find all the guides on how to position your body, where to put your hands, how to turn, where to place your weight, so you can be prepared for 100% of these classes. We're using modern balanced Muay Thai today. And we're going to talk about a couple of different combos. And we're going to execute them from both orthodox stance and southpaw stance. That means everything reverses. It's like a mirror image. By training both sides, we can be prepared to be adaptable to even more situations out there. And shout out to Ali Musa. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your support as well. We're talking about Muay Thai stance. It's a centered stance. Let's break that stance down first, just in case. Seems like we got a couple new people in here. In case you're sticking around and you haven't seen those stance guides yet. We're going to start by squaring off with that depression dummy. If you have a Bob dummy, he can stand in for that depression dummy. It's a good filler. Square up the hips and shoulders with that dummy. Now your dominant hand is going to be your rear foot in orthodox stance. That's where your rear foot's going to stay. We're going to step forwards in a nice balanced stance here, nicely evenly stepping into a nice squared balanced stance. You can visualize a box on the ground. Place the ball of your front foot in the top corner, ball of the back foot in the bottom corner, head dead center, right in the center line, nice and balanced. Want to bend the knees so that it's easy to rotate on the balls of the feet, and bring the hands up to the brow line. Close the fingers like you're making a thumbs up. Tuck the thumb underneath those top two fingers, and when we punch, we want to land on those top two knuckles, keeping the wrist nice and straight, turning those punches over. Tuck the chin, roll the shoulders, and you can shift that body weight from the front foot to the back foot as you keep that head nice and centered and that guard nice and high. Now for southpaw stance, everything is going to reverse, boom, but it's exactly the same position, just the mirror image. Thank you, worst kind of friends. That's Mike EXE, swapping names out here. And Ali Musa, thank you for the support. Appreciate you guys. Back into the stance and the lesson. So, from modern balanced Muay Thai stance with that guard nice and high, chin tucked, we're going to talk about a couple of different combos. Our first one, we're going to rotate in, stepping, small step forwards, rotating in for the jab. And we're going to do what's called a diagonal cross. So instead of tossing our regular cross, this time we're going to be stepping off that squared line, stepping off those tracks that we're on and delivering a diagonal cross across the face of that depression dummy. So what we're going to do for this one, after we step into the one, we're going to make sure we're sunk on those knees so we have room to launch, because we're going to launch off that back foot. As we turn through for the cross, we're going to push forwards and step off the line. So if you're visualizing that box, you can also visualize those rails going under your feet and under that depression dummy's feet. Everything's nice and square. You're staying on those tracks, you're staying on those rails. Step in, we twist for the one. Now make sure you're sunk so that you can launch off that rear foot into a diagonal cross. And then step back onto that line. That's the first half of the combo. We step in for the 1, twisting through the shoulders, make sure the knees are bent. We're going to twist through for the cross, but this time we're stepping that front foot off the line diagonally, right? That diagonal cross, and we're pushing off the ball of the back foot. Let's square back up again just to reset. This is just the breakdown. Step in for the 1, make sure the knees are bent, weights on the ball of the feet. Launch for the 2, that's the diagonal cross. And then from here, we're going to finish that combo 3 different ways. And then if there's time and it's flowing well, we'll execute all those things from southpaw as well. And we'll give you the breakdown right in the lesson. I'll try and also illustrate these strikes with the bob dummy to give you a better idea. But remember, you don't really need anything other than to show up for yourself in order to make progress every day. You can do the same things I'm going to be doing with Bob, just with that visualized target. We'll have the fighting spirit of the 80s coming through that boom box, and if you want to pick up some of these tunes, they've been designed to help you train to cultivate that fighting spirit of the 80s, and there's also binaural beat versions of some of them out there to calm the mind, to help with concentration. Check those out for free on Spotify. Just Google artistsacklifteofficial.com. You allowed to punch that guy because he does not have feelings. That is correct. Thank you, Luca. Yes, for mentioning that. Bob is not a real person. He is a training dummy. He is built to take the abuse. No one goes to jail. No one gets hurt. He's a perfect target practice to improve our accuracy and technical training. So that's what we're using him here for. If you don't have a Bob and your imagination's terrible, get yourself a sparring partner and make sure it is consensual punching. If you're both in agreement that you're there to train and build yourselves up and you're wearing proper protection and gear, goal not to hurt each other but to train and sharpen your skills, there's another person that you can punch. Luca, if you're out there, I'm talking to you. All right, back into it. We're going to talk about that diagonal cross, right? We step in and twist through the shoulders to deliver that number 1 jab, whether it's to the chin or you want to turn and get into the nose, your choice. Then we're going to make sure we're sunk on those knees so we can launch. Stepping off that railroad track with the front foot, we're going to launch, whoosh, off the back foot, turning through for a diagonal cross that would go through or knock back, boom, our opponent. From here comes in several different options. For the first combo, we're going to start with an angled knee strike. So we're going to step into the jab, step off the line and launch for the cross, and then we're going to chop this hand on a diagonal plane as we bring that knee up and swing it through in the opposite direction. So step in for the jab, rotate for cross. When we rotate, we step off that line, and then we're going to drive this hand, boom, to the side and bring that knee in on a diagonal plane. For the diagonal knee, we're twisting our body to the side that the knee's coming in on, and we're twisting the hips in the opposite direction, trying to create this clamping force. So the upper torso is going to go this way, the bottom torso is going to rotate, boom, the opposite way, and we're bringing them together like a clamp. This is going to execute that diagonal knee. When you raise the knee, you want to twist the hip and get the ankle and knee to come up together, almost on the same plane. So step in for the 1, diagonal cross, ankle and knee comes up on the same plane, and we chop, whoosh, twisting everything together. It's going to look like this on Bob. Step in for the 1, diagonal cross, boom, diagonal knee, and back to stance. Now, you can go back to stance from there, or you can pivot after that knee makes impact, like so. Jab, diagonal cross, push, and we're off to the side, out of the way of danger. So, jab, diagonal cross, angled knee, back to stance, jab, diagonal cross, angled knee, and pivot. Boom. That pivot might be very hard to do if you haven't practiced and you haven't got your balance up yet and you don't have resistance to train with. So don't worry about the pivot if you're doing it with that visualized dummy. That was our first combo. I know it's a lot of technical today, so maybe we'll keep it a little slow. We'll build from there, and maybe we'll get in 1 or 2. Let's see how it goes. We're going to stick to our standard round. We're setting ourselves an accomplishable goal every day. That is one of the foundations of the program, making sure that that goal is reasonable and accomplishable every day. And that's our baseline for progress. So you give yourself the reward, congratulate yourself on the success for showing up for that process, making that progress, and then from there, you can do whatever you want as a bonus round. But as long as you're getting that daily goal accomplishment in, that is the proof that you have that you can take that step forward in the face of opposition. So let's get back into is Pop lots monies. Bob. Oh, this is Bob. Bob is, I don't know how much Bob costs. He's different in different regions, but check him out on centurymartialarts.com website to find out the current rate for Bob. There's a Bob with shorts as well, so you can practice those crotch hits or those lower strikes out there. And get that somatic release. All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about those other combos as we roll through, as the show flows, and we'll grow together. Let's do this thing. Get those tunes going.
Bluetooth pairing.
Start with, why not, Daily Beat today. Oh, reliable. First one. Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully that's coming through loud and clear for you guys. I'm going to start this timer. Make sure you're drinking water. Breathing in the nose and out the mouth with each strike through pursed lips if you want to add power and force to those strikes. And let's get this thing going. Visualize that target. Square up with them. Right? Tuck the chin. Get the guard high. Square up with that target. We're going to start by just stepping into the one and rotating back. Keep it nice and simple and build up as we go. It's about taking those steps. Let's do it. Square up with that dummy. Get that guard high, shift the weight forwards and backwards, and step in, twisting into the number one. Turning that fist over, twisting through the hips and shoulders. Rotate back to stance, guard high, thumbs tucked. Step into the one, rotate back, and keep it moving. If you're advanced, work on that movement as well. Step in, boom, one, rotate back. Keep it centered, chin centered and tucked. Really twist through the shoulders. Exaggerate that shoulder movement when you're shadow boxing, and that'll translate to better form when you're hitting the bag, boom, or that Bob target, back into it, one, and back. You can turn it into a pace, into a rhythm, into a flow, punching to the beat of the music, punching at your own pace, twisting that shoulder, twisting that fist over, and delivering that pain train right to that depression dummy's brain. Let's go, keep the guard high. Step into the one, and now we're going to start adding in the diagonal cross. So we're going to want to make sure those knees are bent, and we're going to go from the one, boom, knees bent, launch into the two, diagonal strike through the face of that dummy, and then pop back onto those railroad tracks. Think about those tracks, closer and further away. Step in, twist for the one, diagonal two, boom. There it is, launching off the ball of the rear foot, hop back onto track, and let's do it together. Hit that depression dummy right in the face. Step in for the one, diagonal two, whoosh, to the side, and then go ahead and pop back on to those lines. Keep it moving. Step in for the one, boom, to the face, twist through for the two, and back online. Let's go. I'll show you on the Bob dummy if you've got one at home. Step in for the one, boom, twist through for the two, throwing that diagonal cross right through the face, and then back online. Let's go. Step in for the one, twist through for the two, push, and back online. Boom, there we are. We're going to start adding in that angled knee if we can. If this is already very difficult, stick with the jab and diagonal cross. Go at your level. Challenge yourself to you. Let's do it. Step in for the jab. Launch off the back foot for the cross, and now drive the diagonal knee. Whoosh, boom, on an angle. Back to stance. Square up. I'll show you on the Bob. Step in for the jab. Boom. Twist through for the diagonal cross. Bang. And now angled knee. We want to make sure the weight shifts onto this foot. And then we're going to drive that knee up and come back to stance. Square up with them. Step into the jab. Twist through, diagonal cross, and then shift onto that front foot. Drive the knee and back. Keeping the guard high on the opposite side. Step into the one. Drive through for the diagonal. Whoosh. Angle knee and back to stance. Step into the one. Diagonal cross. Angled knee and back to stance. That's the end of round one. Catch your breath. Drink some water. Ooh, and that's a very large number to look at. I'm sure Bob is way less expensive than that. Check him out on Century's site. If you're out there, drink some water. We've got 45 seconds. We're going to get back into the next session. It is cooking out here. Holy cow. But we are making progress. So on this next one, we can go southpaw and do the same combo from southpaw, or we can start with a different combo. If anyone comments right now, I'll let you guys choose different combo or southpaw. Let me know what you want to do. We can function from southpaw. That's everything will be mirrored. We'll throw that angle knee from opposite side, balance out that training, or we'll add in a different finale to that 3-hit combo. Let me know, southpaw or different, in the comment section below. 2 seconds. In 2 seconds, we're gonna get back in. All right, we're squaring up. If comments come in, I'll adjust as we go. Let's square back up with that dummy, and we'll go with a southpaw. We'll do the southpaw version of this thing, right? So we can balance out. What do we got? Hi-ya, that guy. That wasn't it. Square up with that dummy and southpaw. Yes. All right, we're doing it. Nice. Mad with hats. Let's do this thing. Square up. We're gonna reverse everything, right? Swap the stance. Now our lead hand becomes our trail hand. Our trail hand becomes our lead hand. If you write with your right hand, that's now in the front. So we're gonna step in, keeping that body squared with the depression dummy. Chin tuck, guard high. Step in and twist for the jab, and then rotate back. Let's start with the basics, right? Got to get that balance. Get used to that new balance from southpaw. Step in for the jab, and then rotate back. Keep the knees bent, keep it squared. It's gonna feel weird if you haven't done it before. Twist through for the 1, and back to stance. 1, and back, twisting that front hand over. Boom, landing on those large 2 knuckles, and twisting back. Tucking the chin into the shoulder will help with accuracy and balance. Let's do it. Step into the 1, rotate back, turn it into a rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, it's starting to feel a little more natural. We're gonna add in the diagonal cross. Step in for the 1 from southpaw, twist through and launch. Oos. Oh, feels so different, so awkward. Back to stance, square up on those lines. Remember, there's unlimited room for progress out here. Jab, diagonal cross, twist into the 1, launch off for the 2, pop back onto those lines and keep it moving. Step into the 1, diagonal cross for the 2, back on line and keep it moving. Let's go. I'm gonna practice a little bit on Bob to refine my technique. Step into the 1, diagonal cross for the 2, and pop back on line. Let's square up. Step in for the 1, diagonal cross, boom, and back to the square. Get on those tracks, keep that body weight moving. Roll the hands to keep the rhythm. Step in for the 1 from southpaw. Rotate, boom, and launch for the cross. And then back to stance, square it up. Ooh, southpaw, keep it southpaw the whole time. Step in for the 1, boom. We're gonna add in the angle knee this time. Diagonal cross through the face. Now chop that hand and drive that angle knee up on an angle. Bringing the ankle and knee up on the same plane. Let's do it together. Step into the 1, launch for the 2, diagonal chop, oos, diagonal knee, back to stance. Now we're aiming that knee if you want to get accurate. Aiming for the rib cage under those ribs. Step in for the 1, boom, diagonal cross, boom, and chop. Wham, for that angle knee, back to stance, southpaw. 1, 2, angle knee, back to stance. Ooh, and that's the end of round 2. Man, it is heating up out here. Catch your breath, drink some water, and the heat is nearing. Heck yeah, that won't stop us. Let's go. Heck yeah. 76 in Atlantic City. Nice. And thank you, Wiley Rabbit, for joining. Appreciate that support out there. All right, so we just covered that 3-hit combo from both orthodox and southpaw, and it's very technical. It looks like doing a lot of technical, and I feel like I've got a lot to improve, especially for my southpaw position. So instead of adding in a third brand new combo here, we're gonna try and mix the southpaw and the orthodox together and flow through some combos with that first 3-hit combo there. And we'll work on the other ones, the alternate versions, on other days. We've got unlimited time for progress, so why not use it? Pop back into stance. Square up in orthodox stance now. We're gonna go back to that first combo. Jab, diagonal cross, angled knee from orthodox stance. Then we're gonna pop back online and function from the southpaw combo. Let's do it together. Step in for the 1, twisting through the shoulders. Remember, go at your pace. Slow it down. Go at your rate so you can challenge yourself. Step in for the 1, diagonal cross. We're gonna launch off that back foot. Boom. And then chop for the angled knee. Whoosh, boom. There it is. Back to stance. Now we're gonna switch over to southpaw position. Everything reverses. Go nice and slow. Carry that rhythm. Find that flow. Step in for the 1. Boom. There it is. Rotate and launch for the 2. Bang. Diagonal cross. And now we're going to anchor on that front foot. And we're going to pivot. Bring that angled knee in. Chopping the hand in the same direction. And then back, all the way back to orthodox. Let's start all over again. Step in for the 1. Launch for the diagonal 2 from orthodox. And pivot on that front foot. Whoosh. Bringing that knee in on an angle. Back to stance. Square it up. Swapping over to southpaw, same combo from the opposite side. Step into the 1, launch for the 2, boom, and diagonal strike. Whoosh, bam, that's where I need improvement. I gotta work that balance in from southpaw. Now all the way back to orthodox, let's keep it balanced. Balance out that training. Step in for the 1, launch for the 2, boom, angled knee strike, whoosh, and back to stance. Square it up, and switch over to southpaw. Let's do it from southpaw style. Step in for the 1, launch for the 2, boom, there it is, and drive that angled knee, whoosh, bang, crank it back into orthodox stance. Let's do it again. Step in for 1, launch for 2, angled knee, boom. Now when we come back, go ahead and pivot on that rear foot into southpaw, and let's start it over again. In for the 1, launch for the 2, boom, and angle strike. Bang, there's the 3, back to stance. Let's work it out on Bob. Here we go, orthodox position. Step in for the 1, diagonal cross for the 2, angle knee strike, and switch on over to southpaw stance. Do it from the opposite side. Step in for the 1, launch for the 2, angle knee strike, and all the way back to orthodox stance. Keep it going. Square up with that dummy, tuck the chin, work that form. Let's do this thing. Step into 1, launch for 2, angled knee, whoosh, and back to stance. Square it up, and switch over to southpaw. Step in for the 1, boom, and launch for the 2, bang, drive that angled knee, whoosh, and back to stance. Square up into orthodox. Step into the 1, boom, diagonal cross, angled knee, back to stance, southpaw, 1, diagonal cross, angled knee, and back into orthodox. Let's do it again, flow with it. 1, 2, knee, back to stance, southpaw, last one. 1, 2, ooh, gotta launch on that 2, and drive that knee for 3. That is the end. Ooh, about 3 rounds of progress and success. If you stuck with us, that was 9 minutes of exercise that can change the rest of your life if you stick to it. It's about consistency and dedication. It's about showing up for that process, making progress your goal, because when you do that, you'll realize there's unlimited room to grow. There's unlimited room for success. We're never done improving our lives, right? Why would we ever stop? So make progress that goal. Show up for you. If you made it through all 3 rounds, congrats on the 9 minutes. If you only made it through 1 round, or you only made it through 1 minute, still give yourself credit, because every step forward counts. If we were in a burning house and we took 1 step out that front door, that could be the step that saves your life. So make sure you're counting all of those steps that you are putting in, because you are the one who deserves credit for them. Make sure you keep track of them on a physical list so you don't forget, because that's human nature. I'd have no idea how far I've gotten if I didn't keep track, and the same for so many other people out there. So please do keep track of that number. Let me know, let others know what it's doing for you. That's one of the best ways we can help each other. And until next time, I'll catch you guys same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sack man out. Oh, shout out to Gary B for the support as well. Take care, everybody.